Hello and welcome to SatTV Week, the news programme for the international satellite industry. Yesterday, in what can only be described as a major blow to the Russian launch industry, Roscosmos Progress M12M space freighter to the ISS failed to reach its designated orbit and crashed back to Earth 5 minutes and 20 seconds after liftoff. James has the story.
The freighter was carrying over 3 tons of cargo. This was the first Progress launch failure in 43 launches to the ISS. However, whilst there are ample stores on board the space station, the real concern is that the Soyuz-FG carrier rocket, which is used to launch the Progress freighter, has a similar third stage design to the Soyuz-FG rocket that is used to launch manned missions to the station. This means that until the cause of the failure can be determined, future manned Soyuz flights to the station will almost certainly have to be suspended. How this will affect the crew rotation missions will be decided in the coming days. 3 crew members are set to return to Earth on September the 8th, with a replacement crew being launched aboard a Soyuz-FG rocket 2 weeks later on the 22nd of September. According to NASA, the current 6-man crew could stay up longer to give Roscosmos more time to work on the launcher, and if necessary, a 3-person crew could operate the space station. This is the second Russian launch failure in a week. Last Thursday, 18th of August, a Proton Breeze-M vehicle carrying the Express AM4 satellite, which was also launched from the Baikonur, encountered an anomaly. Whilst the Proton-M launch vehicle performed nominally, and the ascent unit including the Breeze-M upper stage and the spacecraft separated at the appropriate time, contact with the Breeze-M and spacecraft was lost after the 4th burn of the Breeze-M upper stage. The missing satellite was first located by observers at the North American Aerospace Defense Command, a US and Canadian binational organisation tasked with aerospace control for North America. According to ILS, who issued a statement on behalf of Krunichev, specialists are continuing their attempt to re-establish contact with the satellite. A joint working group has been established to explore possibilities for translating the Express AM4 into the design orbit and, if the onboard systems respond, subsequently using the satellite for its designated purpose of delivering telecoms and broadcast services over the Russian Federation and the CIS. If the satellite cannot be repositioned, then Ingrostak, one of the major Russian insurance companies, will cover the loss of the launch and subsequent use of the satellite in orbit under a $250 million insurance policy. The effects of their failure are already being felt with Roscosmos temporarily grounding Proton-M carrier and Breeze-M upper stage rocket launches until more information is available on the aborted ascent. A Russian State Commission of Inquiry has been established and has begun the process of determining the reasons for the anomaly. In parallel with the State Commission, ILS will form its own Failure Review Oversight Board to review the Commission's final report and corrective action plan, in accordance with US and Russian government export control regulations. This last week has now asked a really big question. How reliable are Russian rockets, as the nation has suffered 4 launch failures in less than 9 months, and all 4 failures involved upper stages? Now here's Carrie Ann with news headlines.
iDirect Government Technologies' government line of Evolution satellite routers and line cards have met the physical requirements for the Federal Information Processing Standards Publications 140-2 Level 2 validation. That level of validation is required for cryptographic products used in any US government agency network. Level 2 is the second level of physical security certification for any hardware containing cryptographic modules, and to ensure it is tamper-evident, a specialised coating and seal has been engineered into each FIPS product. Boeing has announced that the second of the 12 GPS-2F satellites the company is building for the US Air Force has achieved operational acceptance and entered service. With testing complete, the satellite has been renamed SVN-63 and is the newest satellite to join the active 31 satellite GPS constellation operated by the Air Force 50th Space Wing and the 2nd Space Operations Squadron. Boeing is responsible for the GPS ground and space segments, providing an integrated system solution for GPS-2F and for the operation of the entire constellation.
Orbit Communication Systems has just received a significant order for the company's Or-band system from one Asian Navy. And earlier this week, Helen Jameson spoke to Gabriel Ricard, the company's VP of Marketing, and asked him about the reasons behind the development of the Or-band antenna system.
we're very glad to have introduced the Orbend system recently. Orbend is a system that was designed by looking at the actual challenges that our customers are facing in the world of global C-band. Global C-band has always been connected with very large systems, and systems that are not only taking a large footprint on the vessel, but actually are kind of challenging to actually deploy. When we design the Orbend system, we therefore decided not to take a me-too approach, but rather go into the direction of addressing the core issues, keeping everything that is good in the current C-band system, that is the global coverage, RF performance, etc., and without having any impact on that, to reduce the size so that first of all it can fit more vessels, and second, it can be deployed without having to wait for a lengthy dry dock stop.
And Orbit has just received a significant order for the system from an Asian navy. Can you tell me what the main features of the Orband were that attracted this navy to the system?
Well, Orbit has quite a long relationship and quite a substantial presence in the world of navies. And this is the second major order that we received for Orbit from a navy. What Orbit allowed the specific navy is to actually standardize the type of VSAT solutions for different types of vessels. Previously, the type of system that they were deploying across the fleet was one that could only be deployed on the larger vessels. And therefore they had to provide, let's say, a lower, smaller system that can have more challenges in reception, or actually do without VSAT on the smaller vessels. Orbend size actually allowed them to deploy the same high-performance VSAT system on smaller vessels than they could on the larger ones. So that was instrumental. In addition, they have actually, the representatives actually tested the system and verified specifically that none of the RF performance was impacted through this reduction in size.
Gabriel, thank you very much indeed for your time.
And now here's Carrie-Anne with more news.
Arabsat and Dubai Media have signed a contract that entitles Dubai Media to combine its channels in one bouquet and one frequency on Arabsat satellites, including Dubai HD Sports channel that makes it easier for Arabsat viewers to receive their favourite channels on one frequency. Khalid bin Ahmed Balkayor, President and CEO of Arabsat, told SatTV, "We are pleased to develop our partnership with Dubai Media and more pleased with the continuous expansion and success of Dubai Media." Globecom Systems has announced the delivery of programme content for QVC to cable and satellite operators and other affiliate distribution markets throughout the United States. Services will include programming across 2 digital channels, standard and high definition, as well as an analogue channel. In addition to broadcast delivery services, Globecom will provide redundant and diverse transport from QVC headquarters in Pennsylvania to the Globecom New York facility, backup playout services, and a backup fibre and teleport disaster recovery solution.
And finally, a Russian space agency official has said that the next space tourist to the ISS will probably depart in 2014. The construction of a Soyuz space module for the mission has begun, and provided there is demand for the mission, it will take place. The Russian space tourist program, which started in 2001, has so far flown 9 missions to the ISS at a price of $20 to $30 million per seat. and is an important source of funding for aerospace research. That's all for this week. Thank you for watching.